All right, it's that time again. I'm building another pedal board for a customer, but this time this is the biggest pedal board I have ever put together, and I'm very excited. A little bit nervous? No, I'm not nervous. This is gonna be fun. All right, there's all the stuff. We're gonna do an unboxing, kind of let you know what's going on this board, and then we'll put it together. We'll assemble it, and eventually we'll hear how it sounds. Let's go. Lots of stuff. All right, first things first, this board is being built around the HX Stomp XL, a beautiful piece of gear to build a pedal board around. This thing can do so much. If you don't know about the XL, it's actually on sale right now, and I hate saying that in videos, but if you're watching this anytime soon, Line 6 just dropped their price on all the devices. I'll link every one of their devices down below if you're interested. HX Stomp XL. Then we have the Strymon Ohio for some power. Boom, that's like the little extender. I think we have two of these. There's the Zuma, and there's the other Ohio right there. We have more Strymon stuff. The BigSky, obviously, and the timeline, right there. We have the Line 6 Mission EP1L6 for some expression possibilities. And we have the HX1. This thing is awesome. I just posted a video not too long ago on my channel saying how I just didn't think this was gonna be something that I think that I would want, but then I played it and I was totally inspired. So definitely love this. We have here the Jackson Audio Golden Boy. Boom, MIDI version. To go with that, we have the Jackson Audio Bloom MIDI version. Those are really great pedals. Another big box of pedals. Now, if I didn't say, we're building this pedal board for a customer who is giving this pedal board to a friend of his. How cool is that? So, paying me to build a board, gonna give it to his friend that he's known since he's 4 years old, I think, or something like that, and he's in the ministry. He has a pedal board, but he just wants to give him a pedal board that will do literally anything, and this is definitely gonna do that. But a couple of these pedals were original to the person, and one was this. This is the Walrus Audio Lore. I've never played through this, don't even know really what it does. I'm assuming it's some sort of modulation. It's got regen, tone. Anyways, this will be fun to play with. Oh, we have the Jet Traffic Control, which is a MIDI hub so that we can run all of our MIDI pedals into this and send them out where we need to go. We have the Strymon Multi-Switch Plus to control extra presets on our Strymon pedals. We have the Kernum Ridge Overdrive. Can't wait to unbox that. I have that on my personal board over here if you haven't seen it. We have the Pitchfork 2 or the Pitchfork Plus. We're gonna set that at the beginning. This is gonna be a great board. We also have the Walrus Audio Stereo Canvas, so we can go in, stereo, go out either 1/4 inch or XLR. Very cool. I think I'm gonna add this to my board soon. What else we got in here? Oh, the Vertex Effects boost pedal. I've never played through this, so this was kind of like, let's try it and see what it sounds like. Miscellaneous cables. We got Ghostfire solderless patch cables that we're gonna be using. We have the Vertex Effects split TRS to 2 tip and ring TS cables here. Plenty of dual lock, all the stuff. Miscellaneous MIDI cables and stuff that we're gonna use. We also have the Rock Board Mod 3 version 2. Why would we need that? Oh, that's because it's gonna go on a Rock Board pedal board. This is the Rock Board by Warwick. It's the Sync 5.3. I have the Quad 2.4, 4.2 over there, and it's massive, I thought, but this thing is way bigger. Let's go ahead and open it up. I love these boards because they are super lightweight for the size. I mean, really lightweight. Weight is always an issue. I wanna make sure that when we have a lot of good pedals, they're on something light but strong. Rock Board, from my experience, seems to meet on all the levels. I love it. Plus it has a carrying case. You can buy a big road case, I think, but I don't need mine. I use mine here, carry it up to my church. I've never felt like I was close to damaging it. I mean, that is a lot of real estate right there. Look at that. Oh, I didn't know it came with two. Online, it only looked like it came with one hole. I only have one thing to fill it, so that'll just be for looks. So the case isn't like as much quality as like if you're comparing to like a mono case. It's super plush and nice and thick, but it's enough to protect. It's got nice thick walls, stands up pretty, it's hefty. And this is a huge bag, so it's even, you know, more floppy than mine. And for the price, you can't beat it. By the way, also not sponsored by any of these products. Some of them I have like affiliate links, like on Sweetwater. If you're interested, you could use those links to support the channel. But everything I'm speaking highly of is because I worked together with the guy building this board, and I shared with him all my favorite things that I thought would work for this project. So I'm just excited about it. So don't take this as a sales pitch to buy things you don't need ever. I just love rockboard boards. That's why I have one of my own. They don't know me. The company doesn't know me. They didn't sponsor anything. It's you can move these out if you need to. Super light. I don't have a way to weigh anything in here, but I can measure it for you. We're at 32 1/4 wide by 16 3/4 depth, girth. I don't know. All right, let me show you what the pedal board layout is going to be. Let's start with the front of the chain. We have the pitchfork, the bloom, ooh, the golden boy. I've never actually held one in person. It's not as vibrant, which is, I think, a good thing compared to what they show on the picture. That's much more pleasant looking, in my opinion. The Vertex Effects boost. I'm excited about this because I really love just clean boosts like this that just offer, I mean, just transparent. It hits the front of the amp harder. And the way I like to use boosts is to use them after my drive section. If you use them before your drive section, they're gonna send more gain into your overdrives, making them even more gainy and compressed, which some people may want that. But I like doing it after, so it's more of a clean boost to give me more volume for like solo leads. So I keep my tone, but just boost. But it also hits the amp a little harder, so it's doing a little bit of both. That's why I like putting it there. We have the Kernum Ridge Overdrive. This is one of the most beautiful pedals ever known to man, I think, in my opinion. I have it on my board. It's MIDI controllable. You can get so many great sounds out of this, especially if you're utilizing a MIDI controller, which we are. And I haven't unboxed that yet. I didn't even show you. I didn't tell you yet, but we are using a MIDI controller. We have the Lore stereo canvas, DI out, or you go in and out right there. There's through, you can go out. And you can also, by a click of a button, sum these to mono, which I think is very good. Got the HX Stomp XL, we got the volume pedal. Let's open some Strymon stuff. Timeline. I used to have a timeline, and I still know where it is. A friend of mine, a keyboard player, has it. Obviously, MIDI in, MIDI out. Going to be able to access as much delay as you want. Man, those are beautiful pedals. The HX1, another really beautiful pedal. I'm very impressed with the HX1 when I didn't think I was going to be. And it's not for everybody. Some people are still really against it, and you know, it's not for everybody. I don't have one. Not planning on necessarily buying one. I just said it's very inspiring. More inspiring than I thought it was going to be when I unboxed it. The flux that they have in this. As soon as they bring that to the HX stuff, we'll be good to go. We chose the Rockboard Mod 3 version 2 so we can get both XLR and the 1/4 inch that we can run with this. Or you can use this as a loop like I do on mine. I have an Audition under my board, a Goodwood Audition. You can also power, there's a power through, so you can power a pedal and you can audition pedals. It also has an XLR out, so you could, you know, hook up a microphone if you wanted to. And I use the A as the input, so I'm not inputting into my actual pedals. And that's basically it, except the MIDI controller. Let me show you the MIDI controller. This comes from Preston Free of Preston Pedals. I have several of his pedals. I've used them, and I also have some to give away. And if I remember, I want to do a giveaway in this video of some other Preston pedals. I have several here. I have some more to give away, so we're gonna do a huge giveaway. I don't know the details right now because I haven't even set it up yet, but by the time you're watching this, click the link in the description to sign up for the Preston Pedals MIDI controllers giveaway. There will be multiple, most likely. Sign up below. Wow, he actually sent me more things than I was expecting. This thing is called an Audition. This box is full of things. I had no idea. I thought he was sending me one thing. So this is like a pass-through, like an Audition. Kind of like I was just saying, the Goodwood Audio Audition. It's got power through, awesome. This here is the Deputy, an updated Deputy. I already have one that I'm planning to give away. I ordered this one because this one is different in that it has this like ring around the bottom and LED lights shine. I just thought that was cool. So I have a regular Deputy over there we're gonna give away, and I don't know if I'm gonna give this away or not. This might just be mine. The push. What is the push? Oh man, it's like Christmas. We're getting to the main MIDI controller for this board, I promise you. Oh, the push over, I think it's an overdrive. Like a clean boost, I don't remember what it is, I'll need to read, but look at the form factor, it's so small. It's like almost as small as the Strymon Ojai. It's like really tiny and thin. That is really cool. Then we have the Sheriff, which is another one. I also have another Sheriff to give away, another MIDI controller. And this is, we also have this is two different kinds of Sheriffs. This one is, oh, we gave the cable, nice, thank you. This is the regular Sheriff MIDI controller for like the HX Stomp, HX Stomp XL. It may be more than that. I'll need to read. It's got a screen on it. Nice. Can't wait to get into that. Remember, click the link below to see what you can win. Now, the main event. This is the Sheriff. Boom, a different Sheriff. This one is a Sheriff looper, kind of custom made. I don't know if he just sells these all the time or if you just have to order it special. It's automatically laid out for the HX Stomp to control a lot of things. I think it's like the 4 snapshots, access, tap, and tuner. I'm pretty sure I might be saying this wrong. And then this here is a looper for some of the pedals that don't have MIDI. Like I could run the boost and the lower through the looper, maybe even the pitchfork, and keep those on, and then you can turn them on and off here. So that is gonna be awesome. Thank you, Preston, for sponsoring all of these pedals. You're great, your products are great. Go check them out down below. Not sponsored, but sponsored in that he gave me this and he's helping sponsoring this giveaway. So go check them out. As far as the layout, this is what we kind of had in mind right here. So let's begin. So even on the box, it only showed one of these, and so I didn't think I'd have to choose a side, but I think I'm gonna go with this side right here. And then if he wants to add something else over there, he can. So these are just little plastic inserts, and there are the pre-drilled holes, if you can see, that we will put the Mod 3 into. All right, let's do a dry fit. Make sure everything that is online actually is what we thought. Something like that. What does it look like? How do you feel? You like it? That's probably what I'm gonna do right there. Let's remember that. Love it. So signal flow, pitchfork, then compressor, because we have some EQ in the Bloom overdrive, going into the Golden Boy, going into the Kernum, going into the boost. Then we're gonna be able to use this as volume or expression by just putting this into the expression in the back. And after talking with them, I think we're going to only put the HX1 into the effects loop and keep all the wet effects just post the HX Stomp, because they're gonna be going into the stereo DI, out the front. There's no negatives when it comes to that. That way this can be kind of like the magic pedal that can do whatever. So if he wants it to be a fuzz, he can move the block to the front. If he wants it to be another reverb, he can move it to the back. If he wants it to be an overdrive, he can put it right in front of the amp. It can be whatever he wants, and he can move that around. And yeah, that's what we're gonna do. The next thing is just put dual lock on everything. Let's prep some pedals. So it does take a little bit of planning. I'm not gonna talk this whole time, but I know I'm gonna run them this way because of how it's set on the grid over there. And I want to make sure that I have the most dual lock to actual metal ratio. I don't want any wasted dual lock. This stuff isn't really cheap, and I wanna make sure that it holds the best it can possibly hold. And then I just go ahead and put my top piece, or like the board piece, on it. That way when I'm ready to place it, it'll already have like this secure connection. I can just put it on there. Nice, next pedal. Both of these here are exactly the same. I need it right at the top and right at the bottom. I don't know what it is about building pedals, but it soothes me. It's almost like craft time, which I don't know that I was ever a fan of. But when it has to do with pedals, it's like, I just love it. Okay, on this guy, we got some pretty tall feet. That's moving, even with the screws in there. I don't like that at all. I put the dual lock on this. There's still a little movement there. I need to put some washers or something. Teeny tiny washers. I have these little guys. This might be a terrible idea, but it's worth trying, I think. Let's just see. That already feels better. Let's see if that'll go through there. Much better. Love it. I'm a genius. Not sliding anymore. Nice.
The next day.
All right, so we have some stuff. Let me give you a quick update. I've got all these pedals down. They're fastened, and I got the looper here. So the loops actually go in this order. The numbers up here will refer to snapshots in the HX Stomp, but these go in this order. So I got the pitchfork in loop 4, and I'm going to put my whole drive section in loop 3. Boom. Because all of those drives are controlled via MIDI. Then next I'm going to put my boost in loop 2. That way I have the boost coming last, but if he ever wanted to move 2 and 3, he could just switch out the cables and put the boost before the overdrive section. So things are going pretty well. I'm just going to keep on working.
1 day later.
All right, next update. I got everything in here. I have the lure right here because it is mono. And so that's my last mono loop. It's way up there. He can control that on and off right there. Now I'm going to work on getting the HX1 into the effects loop of the HX Stomp. And then I will add the Strymon alley there.
2 days later.
All right, quick update. Spencer, you know, leading worship well. Check that channel out. All right, so I've got all my cables run. Everything works. But right now I'm going back through and making everything look pretty. I have some extra cable just in case I need it to make some, you know, new cables if I need it. I can switch out the longer or shorter ones based on what I need. All that to say, before I run all my MIDI stuff, I'm going to make everything look pretty as far as the audio since I know it works. And then follow that up and make it look pretty with the power as much as I can.
Several days later.
All right, just a quick update. I went through every single pedal and set the MIDI channel, but I had to adjust some things that I didn't like. It's not the way I would have done it, but I had some limitations, let me tell you. I've got this one hooked up. This is the Sheriff Looper. This needs to be set on MIDI channel 1 to accept MIDI from it, and it's doing a great job. So plug it up, it immediately switches. These 4 up here switch snapshots, and this sends tap tempo. Working flawlessly. So this is 1, MIDI channel 1. I want to go 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. But this one here only goes to MIDI channel 3, unless you send it a PC message, which I'm not doing right now because I don't even have it hooked up. So I went channel 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Not that big a deal, but I wish they'd make it easier just to select channels 1 through 16 as you want, rather than having to send a PC message, which is the same as my Walrus audio stuff. They just make it a little bit too difficult. I'd rather just like power it on and scroll through and turn a knob and just select right what I want in case I want to do it quickly and not have to send stuff. So pedal makers, just make it easy to switch the MIDI channel. Come on. All right, I'm so excited to let you hear this board. I'm never gonna be satisfied with another board. This thing is amazing. I'm excited to let you hear what it sounds like, also show you how I mapped everything out with the MIDI and how it controls everything. This looper, the Sheriff looper, it's awesome. I'm gonna go one by one, let you hear it. Let's dive in. Here's my clean tone. This one right here is going to the pitchfork. I don't really know how to use the pitchfork that well, but I tried to set it up to where it would be like a capo, like capo 1, 2, and 3. The customer will have to set it up the way he wants it, but here's my dry tone. See, kind of cool. Clean tone again. Compression. From the drive section in the next loop, I'm gonna leave that one on. I have the Vertex Effects Boost. This is just a good way to add some sparkle and get some clean boost. And in this last loop is the lore. I don't know much about it. It's not my pedal, it's their pedal, but it sounds like this. Sounds pretty cool. So that is the looper. I love this thing. The next thing I want to talk about though with this looper, because it's amazing, that's just the 4 pedals here, but this is also sending MIDI out to all the MIDI pedals, and it's pre-programmed for the HX Stomp XL. 1, 2, 3, 4 right here are the 4 snapshots. Boom, you can see it changing right there. And it's also, you can send tap tempo. You can see how it's changing the tempo. It'll also preset up and preset down holding 1 and 2, or 4 and star, or the Sheriff's badge, since it's called the Sheriff. The reason this is so cool, especially for this rig, is because if you're new to the HX Stomp world, you may not know that when you switch presets on the HX Stomp or the Helix, the sound cuts. I don't like that. I don't like that at all. So what I do is I go to the global settings menu, go over to the MIDI tempo, and I make sure that tempo select is on snapshot. That way I can use a snapshot per song. That way I just stay on the same preset for at least the first set, sometimes a whole Sunday. I never switch a preset. If I am going to switch a preset because maybe I have more than 4 songs, then I'll just copy and paste the same preset, and before and after the message, I'll use the one before and one after. That way I can set a different BPM to be sent out from here per song. So like song 1, song 2, they have different tempos. I will turn on our delay over here, the timeline. Now, some of those snapshots had different, slightly different in some cases, but different BPMs, sending to the timeline a different BPM, like a different song. So I think that's awesome. I love running it that way. Now you might be thinking, how is it controlling everything? Well, I'm sending MIDI out here to control the HX Stomp. The MIDI flow is going from here to here. Then I leave here and I go to a pedal under the board called the Jet Traffic Control. That's like a hub that then sends MIDI out to all the other MIDI pedals. What's cool about the wet section over here is that I also have the Strymon Multi-Switch Plus, which controls different presets up and down or back and forth, and then a kill switch or on and off switch in the middle. So I can turn it on. I can also scroll through my presets. So if you have different songs that you want different sounds to, you can scroll through there. I kept this independent, but you could also send those same messages from the HX Stomp XL via snapshots or buttons. Now I have set up some buttons through Command Center. See, the HX Stomp XL with Command Center is its own MIDI controller. You can go to Command Center and go to these switches and send out different messages. As you can see, different things are coming on. So right here I have the EQ toggle on and off. I have the boost over there on and off, and I turn in the ridge on and off right there. You could set up more to, you know, do the drive and the bloom and the preset. You can do whatever you want. That's how I have it set up for this demo. Also have this set up to do volume in this preset, but you could, since it's expression, you could set it up to control any parameter, ramp up tremolo, or take your reverb from nothing to something huge. I'm also using the HX1 as a poly capo, but he can use this for whatever. It's going through the effects loop of the HX Stomp. So if he wanted to use it for a reverb or modulation, wanted to after the amps and cabs, or wanted to place it, he could just go to the effects loop, hit action, and move it wherever he wants. Let me let you hear some sounds. I'm also giving him different presets to sound good with different guitars. I have no idea what kind of guitars he uses, but I'm gonna grab another guitar just to let you hear what it sounds like. This is my Reverend Gil Paris Natural. I wanted to say while I was here, I also have the Dimension Chorus, the Retro Reel, and this right here is just a calligraphic EQ with, I think, almost 4 dB of just clean boost at the end of the chain to make up some volume loss if you need it, or just for a solo. But you can also go in and like boost the mids, do whatever for like maybe different guitars, different pickups. So that's what's going on there. Yeah, let's play some more. So, very tired editing Jimmy here. It's several days later. I've already mailed the board off, and I had recorded like 4 hours of footage, and I repeated myself a lot. So I hope you enjoyed this video. I hope it made sense. I tried to edit it so it would flow, and I cut a lot of stuff, and I tried to cut even more, and it was still longer than I wanted it to be. And even since I did those sound samples, I spent more time with it and dialed it in. I played with it live on Sunday and dialed in the Strymon pedals, and even like labeled the names of the songs, and were able to go from song to song, and it was awesome. It got some great tones. I'm super excited for the guy to get this pedal board. I have some very cool things that have just come in the mail recently, so you're gonna want to make sure you're around for that, and I'll see you in the next video. Thanks for watching. Bye.